Okay. Sad day to be a Coug. The unfortunate accident last night or early this morning. DJ Hayden, Zach McMillan, and Ralph Uragwu recruited him a long time ago. Very close with the other two. Um, you know, uh, they're our brothers. I look at them, look at former players, and it's no different than looking at our current players. That's sad. And then then we come, and I thought we were ready to go. Gosh dang, coming off a good win last week. It's just life in the Big 12. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a subconscious thing in our players' heads, coaches, players, me, whatever. They're coming in 2-7. Lost seven straight. I mean, these guys have been like super good for a decade, and have whipped our tail for a half a decade since we've been here, and they did it again today. It's disappointing. We didn't play good enough to compete at the Big 12 level. Obviously they're dealing with the same things that we are with transition, and it's hard every week, and they're in every game. And they found a way to win this one. It's disappointing. It started bad and it ended bad, and it's a bad day to be a Coug, and I feel bad.
Go ahead and open up for questions. Just kindly ask you all to use the mic. First question, Ryan.
How do you misjudge how ready your team is?
I don't know. I mean, you're asking a question. Honestly, I mean, I'm not. You're asking a question that nobody has answers to. You don't know. You asked this question in warm-ups. I think we had good warm-ups. We're ready to play, and we'll get our ass kicked. Man, it seems like we're flat, and we win by a lot. I don't that method, that formula. If you could figure that out, you'd write a book, and you'd never have to work again. You can't figure that out. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that. I thought we were ready to go. Guys were locked in on Thursday, Friday. Didn't look good. It's Big 12 football. It's going to be hard every week.
Next question. Chris.
Dana, do you think your players were affected as well by the emotions of hearing about the, even though they might not have known the guys?
I can't
as well?
speak. I can't speak for their emotions on that. I mean, we addressed it in our team meeting this afternoon. Whether you knew them or whether you didn't know them, they're Cougs, they're family. I'm not using that as an excuse.
Next question.
Dana, specifically on the offense, 3 weeks ago or whatever it was with Kansas State, that's one thing, and then last week, Donovan has a really gutsy performance. Did you see something? Or, I mean, what can you kind of put your finger on just him specifically and the turnovers?
Just no rhythm. I mean, we had balls bouncing off of people's heads and getting picked. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I've coached offense for a lot of years, and it just wasn't clicking. I thought Parker was the only one early that had some pop. Manjack made a couple of nice plays in the end zone, but we're never in any rhythm. Just never in any rhythm. He never got comfortable. He got pressured early, and it spooked him. His scrambling ability led us to a touchdown early. As a coach, it makes me want to throw up when your best plays are scrambles. It just poor execution leads to scrambles. I know that's a part of the game, but that was the only thing that was working in the first half. It starts up front, blocking. We're not blocking good. It's disappointing. We're not improving up front. Donovan had a bad day. Our receivers were bad. A lot of blame to go around. At the end of the day, I'm the one running it, so I'm the one that's got to fix it.
Next question.
How much does not having Matthew Golden, do you think, factor into offensive performance tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts. I mean, he's done for the year. Nothing we can do about it. So other guys need to step up. We got, I think, 8 other scholarship receivers. Where they at? Where they at? I mean, we got 8 other scholarship receivers. Where they at? Why ain't they improving? Why ain't they ready to play yet? Those are the questions I got. I mean, Matt's a great player, you know, and he's made game-changing plays for us. Didn't have him last week, and we won. So
Dana, just to be clear, did you just say, are you shutting him
he's
down?
done. He's done for the year.
Okay.
It's like it's a foot. It's a bad turf toe. It's surgery. You know, I think it's like a 12-week like rehab. So it's, you know, he like moving into like spring ball next year. He'll be good to go.
Going into this week, you had mentioned, you know, the message was let's get to 5-5 and go from there. Now that it's 4-6 and you're sort of backed into a corner with 2 games left, 2 for bowl. You know, how do you?
That's the goal. Made it hard on ourselves, right? 5-5 would have been a step in the right direction. Now it's like you better win the next 2. 6-6, the goal. It's everybody's goal. Everybody's goal is to win the league, which that's going to be our goal. You know, moving forward and continuing to build this thing to what we know it can be. If you're not in that conversation, you need to go to a bowl game. I think at the beginning of the year, if we said that's what we're striving for, and we have an opportunity to do it, Oklahoma State's going to come in here, you know, not in a happy place. I mean, they lost 45-3. I mean, these guys were 7-1 in the conference or 6-1 in the conference, and you know, tied for first. I mean, they've had good wins, good quality wins. They're a good team. They're well coached. They're going to come in ready to go, and you know, we need to fix some things and have, you know, maybe some closed door, get your mind right meetings and get out there and practice and line up and play Oklahoma State Cowboys. That's our job. That's our you know, that's what we signed up for. I've said this plenty of times this year. This is what we signed up for. So get up and get better and get ready to go play the next one.
Yes, I have a question for you, Dana. Do you feel like the players overlook Cincinnati with them, as you said, on a 7-game losing streak?
I mean, these guys were in the CFP 2 years ago. We lost to them in the championship game 2 years ago. You know, 19, 20, and 21, they beat us like on average 35-10. These guys have won 10, 12 games for, you know, the last 5 years. I mean, that was my messaging all week long. They've been in every game this year. You know, they got wore out at Oklahoma State in the second half in bad weather. Other than that, these guys they've been competitive. If they did, then I have failed as a head coach, because that we talked all week about respecting your opponent. They're a dangerous team. You know, it's just, I think that's what it is. They're a good football team. You know, and it's hard to win. It's hard to win consistently. You know, in this league where it's hard every single week.
Last question, Chris.
Dana, the inconsistency you mentioned week to week, did you see anything that's causing that? Or, I mean, what's your read on that?
At the end of the day, it's my job to get these guys ready to go. Okay, I'm not selling anybody out, throwing anybody under the bus. At the end of the day, it's my job to get these guys ready to play. We've shown flashes of it looking good. We've shown flashes of it looking bad. You know, I think, you know, I did say this to him in there that, you know, we need more than the 12, 15 main guys, because when you play this schedule and you kind of start to get wore out and you lose some people, you plug other people in, they got to play good. If they don't, you lose, period. You know, and so we'll look at it and it's unacceptable. We'll look at it and we'll work hard on trying to improve it and try to have a better performance next week against Oklahoma State.
Thanks so much, Coach. Just a moment to
Joseph, why do you think this team is having trouble putting back-to-back good wins together, and that the consistency? Where do you think what's the issue there?
Our team battles a lot of adversity, whether it be guys sitting out or whether we're up or we're down. We just go through a lot as a team, and we just try to find the best way we can win. And sometimes it's not the best outcome or the outcome that we want. Sometimes it is. That's just life playing college football. You get some things to go your way, other things don't, and it is what it is. You have to come back Monday, and for the rest of the week, and just practice hard.
What do you feel like went wrong today?
They played harder than us. I think. Shout out to them. They had a great game plan. Those dudes fought hard. They just wanted it more than us. I couldn't tell you. They played very hard, and we didn't play hard enough to come out with a win.
Next question. Up here at the front, Johnson.
Joseph, Dana says that each week it's life in the Big 12. The Big 12's hard. I mean, do y'all feel like that? I mean, do you feel like are you outmanned each week, or do you feel like you're the underdog each week? Has it been like that compared to being in the American?
I don't feel that way. We all go into the week giving it our absolute best. It doesn't matter who lines up against us, but we just try to give it our absolute best no matter who's lined up against us. And, sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Joseph, were you surprised by the struggles in the passing game? You guys have had success, at good chunks of this year, and what do you think was different today?
They just played shout out to Cincinnati. Their defense played phenomenal. They played really well. We couldn't execute, and that's on us. So we just have to be better coming in Monday for the rest of the week.
Couple more.
Earlier in the year, some of your captains got the team together and sort of said what needed to be said. When y'all are together, does something else need to be said, or do you feel like as a team, everybody's still on the same page? It's just like you said, a matter of things not falling into place and maybe the ball's not bouncing your way.
We just need to stick together as a family, because when your back's against the wall and you have your brothers next to you, you just have to lean on them and have to go head first to whatever situation. So that's what we need to do right now. Things haven't been going our way the way we wanted it to, but right now we just need to lean on each other, love each other, and go out there and practice hard and play hard.
Chris, and then one more.
How hard is it, knowing Golden's going to be out now for the rest of the year? Dana said, and how do you guys sort of deal with that as a group? I know you're a close, wide receiver group.
He's a good dude. It sucks to see anybody get hurt, and especially a guy like him who loves the game of football and practices as hard as he does. It sucks to see it happen, but hopefully he gets the recovery he needs and the surgery goes well whenever he gets it, and the best to him. We wish he was out there, but unfortunately he can't be, and we just hope he takes care of the process for him to get back the way it's supposed to be done, and we want him back out there for sure.
One more. All set? All right. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you all.
We'll give you just a moment here. All set, Joseph.
Cease, how do you put your finger on this one in terms of what happened out there?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say right now. It's kind of hard when the bullets are flying to kind of figure out what's going on. So I feel like we just got to go back and watch the film and figure out what the problem was from from there.
Tough when you come off of an emotional win like last week where you guys fought to the end and then come home against a team that hadn't won in 7 games and
Yeah.
to not be able to pull one out.
I mean, it does suck. Losing sucks, especially for a true competitor. You want to go out there and win every rep. And so, for sure, you want to win every game. So, losing does suck, man. But, I mean, it's part of the game. It's a learning curve. We're just going to keep going. We still got 2 games left to try to be bowl eligible. And, being bowl eligible first year in the Big 12. It's not the record we want, but, I mean, you can still consider that a win in some ways. So.
Dana talked about the sort of the inconsistency week to week. I mean, do you have a reason for that, and why you guys are having sort of trouble, putting, it seems like good game, bad game, that kind of thing. Why you're sort of locked into that?
Shoot, to tell you the truth, man, I can't put my finger on that one. That's a tough one, honestly. That's a tough one.
Cincinnati was really able to establish the run game tonight. What do you feel like went wrong with trying to stop their run game?
I mean, like I say, we just got to go back and watch the film. I can't really just put my finger on it right now and say this was the problem. I feel like this was the problem because I might say one thing and you go back and watch the film and it wasn't as bad, So we just got to go back and watch the film. It's all still fresh right now, so we just got to go watch the film and get better from there.
Season and y'all's first Big 12 year. Is it a big difference? I mean, from where you were last year to this year, we keep hearing, life in the Big 12. It's hard. I mean, from a player perspective, what is life in the Big 12?
I mean, if you ask me, I feel like we might be facing more complete teams, but I honestly don't really see no difference in the American and the Big 12. To say the truth, I feel like it was some better players in the American than there are in the Big 12, but that's just me.
Do you feel like you guys match up against these teams, or is there
I do.
that huge of a gap?
No, I wouldn't say it's that huge of a gap. I mean, the only thing that I could say is they're just used to playing in the Big 12, but I don't see that big of a gap. I feel like we could go out there and compete with any team that we put the ball down against. So, I don't know if it's a game plan or if it's execution, things that we need to go out and fix, but, we need to fix something.
Does that make it more frustrating, feeling like you guys can compete, you're right there with these teams, but, just not getting the final results, some weeks?
I mean, it's a learning curve. I keep telling myself that it's just a learning curve. It's, Big 12. It's a new stage, I'd say. So, yeah.
One more? All right, thanks, Caesar.
Sure, thank y'all.